Hi Stampin' friends, this is Trina Brower here with a video showcasing the well-suited suite from the January to June 2021 mini catalog from Stampin' Up. First of all, today we're going to be looking at this well-suited bundle. We're going to be doing this card, just adapting it a little bit differently. This bundle contains quite a few different pieces. Let me show you them for real life here. Well, real life considering it's video. First of all, let's take a look at their papers. Beautiful papers. This is the well-suited designer series paper. The colors included in it are basic black, basic gray, Cajun craze, night of navy, Pacific point, poppy parade, and smoky slate. We will be working with this designer series paper and this one today. Of course, the most important thing in this suite is the Hansomely Suited stamp set, which is so versatile. I love it. Also, too, of course, the dies that come with it. We are missing two dies. I'll be showing them to you as we do our card. But these pieces, of course, are the tie, the little knot at the top of the tie. We have a pocket plus buttons. This can be used for suspenders. Another thing for suspenders, of course, the two bow ties and the knot in the bow tie, modified pocket, and these, of course, would be the collar to the shirt. All right, this is the card that we will be making today. We're going to start with some basic black cardstock, and this will be, of course, in the 8.5 by 5.5, and we've got it scored at 4 1/4. Let me just go ahead and do that real quick. Right. We'll set this over to the side. Next, we have our designer series paper here. And let me just show you this. This is something that if you are very particular and you like to measure and make sure this is centered, this piece of paper is 4 by 5 1/4, and it'll go on our card base. I just kind of wing it, but the trick is, of course, when you run it through your Big Shot, you're going to be left with this. You want to make sure, though, that these two little ends of the die are above your piece of paper that you're cutting, because they don't quite cut to the very end of this die. Okay. The next thing that we're going to do is, I decided we're not going to have a white shirt. He's going to go with smoky slate. So we have a piece of smoky slate paper here that's cut to about 3 by 5. And we're going to go ahead and attach that to our suit there. Use whatever adhesive you love. And we want to only go about part way down on this, because we want to leave this bottom part open. It'll make it much easier in the end to get your tie in there. And so we want to just kind of, let's see if I can get this on here fairly straight. There we go. Okay. The next thing that we want to do is, let's go ahead and put our lapels down. Now the lapels I have already cut. Let me just show them to you right here. We are going to have your die here. And since I've already cut them, let me just show you. You'll need, of course, another piece of designer series paper that's about this thing. So once we cut that, we've got some leftovers. And here is our lapels. Right. Let's take, I am going to use my mono adhesive, or my liquid glue on this, because I want to be able to smoosh it around so I can get it at the exact spot that I want it on my card. Of course, you know, smoosh is a very technical term, but I am a professional, so we're going to go with that terminology. Okay, got my card here, and let me place this over here. And I want to be able to set it just exactly where I want it. That looks pretty good. Give it a good press. Only got a little bit of my glue off to the side, which for me is pretty good. Alrighty. Next step, we are going to, let's start first with our, let me move this to the side here. we're gonna do our collar. Now this is our collar. And since I'm not on a white card base, he has a gray shirt. I wanted to make it so that you could see, as on here, his neck. So I took just a small piece of paper. It's about 1.5 inches by 1/2 inch. And I took just my ivory Stampin' blend, and I'm just going to color that in real quick. Nothing fancy, just enough to add some color in here. And then once again, take my glue, and I want to just barely put a little bit on here, just enough to hold it on. Once again, pull this up. And I want to be able to get it on there fairly straight. And I'm not doing that great of a job, but we're getting there. There we go. Okay. Once again, try not to move it as much as I do. And look at that. Now we're going to attach that to our shirt. Once again, I'm just going to use a little bit of the glue and get it on there. Sorry, I'm sure all you're seeing are my hands. But we'll get it. And now we've got him pieced on here. Looks like I might need to add just a little bit more color to the top of my guy there, which I can do once we're done here. Okay, give it a minute. I love using the glue for when I need to move things around a little bit, but I am terrible with it as far as getting glue everywhere. Always seems to be my problem. Okay, we've got the lapels on. I'm going to take this lapel and I'm going to pull up just a little bit of the sides of the lapel just to give it some, since we're using such a dark gray for the base, just to give it a little bit of oomph so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, it's looking good there. This is our original, just so you can still see. All right, now the reason that we have left that little space underneath here is we've got to try and get this tie in there. I have found what has worked best for me is I take a mini glue dot, put it at the top of the tie, and then a little bit of mono adhesive down the tie, and then I'm going to slide this up in here. We've left that kind of open, get it fairly straight, and now I'm going to push this guy down underneath. And it made it so much easier. The first time I fought with that tie, and there we go. Now, I don't think I want this popped up too much, so once again, I'm going to use a mini glue dot to put the top of his tie on there, where his knot is. I think I got a glue dot on there. Slide it up underneath his shirt. There we go. Get it just exactly where I want it. Oh, that worked out fine. I just happened to get that fairly close as far as his stripe goes on his tie. Convenient mistake, or I guess I designed it that way. Let's put it that way. My thing is still a little bit crooked. That's going to drive me nuts. So I'll straighten that up later. Okay, we're getting there. Now the next fun part is this little piece here, which is right here. And I actually took some black marker, and just because it is so hard to see on this type of tweed, and I just took a little bit of black marker and I'm going to darken that up just along the top and the bottom, just so maybe it pulls it out just a little bit more. Once it's on the card, I might decide later to darken it up even some more, just so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, you'll get the idea. Next, I have taken the tip of the tie die and just cut off these bottom pieces, and that's what is going to be our So you can see here, just ran it through, cut up the tip of this, and it's going to be our handkerchief that go inside that pocket. Now, the thing with this is I've found the easiest way for me to do it is to take this small piece, put a little bit of glue on the back of it. Again, just making it easier for me to kind of work this. And then I'm taking my piece and we're going to, let me flip this over here, just so we can kind of see a little bit better. And I'm going to just kind of see where I want this tie, and we can always trim off more as we go. And I'm going to sit this about right there like that. And as usual, like I said, I end up with more glue on me than anything else. We're going to put just a tiny bit of glue on this right in here, because now I want to add this piece too. So we kind of have a double layer there. All right. This is where the fun gets going. Okay, I think we've kind of got it where I want it. Let's take a look. Yeah, not bad. I haven't even had to trim off the bottom of these pieces. So now that we've got that done, let's go ahead and put him on our suit. Oops, that's going to be more than enough glue there. And at the same time too, I'm probably going to lift this up just a tiny bit so I can slide it in there. So we get a little bit more of that. We're going to put him about right there and give him a good push. Try and get him to stay. Oh, all right, it's looking good. Now, the next thing I'd like to do is I want to take this, move this out of the way, and I need to put, I think he needs his tie tack. I'll put one right in there. I just have a mini brad. I'm going to put it through there, put it right to the back, and there we have it. We're going to place him on our card base. Forgive all of my different tools in the way. Oh, I think that's pretty good. Add him right to our base. There we go. And we have got him. I will be straightening that up and doing this. Of course, though, we still need the inside. And I always like to do something a little different. This will be going to my dad. So here I have used our rectangle stitched dies and used the stamp set that came with the Hansomely Suited stamp set. Happy birthday to you. Used the dies. Added a heart since it's going to be going to my dad. And there we have it. Okay. Thank you for watching. If you have anything, any questions, you can always email me at trenabrower@gmail.com. And any other information that you need is usually on my website at trenabrower.stampinup.net. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.